Look closely. This filthy rag could be the breakthrough in a heartbreaking unsolved crime. Hidden deep in its folds and fibers is telltale evidence of an abduction, an assault, and a 10-year-old's brutal murder.
Somebody may have had it hanging in a horse barn or a trailer or a garage, going down to a cellar. It's some kind of covering for a specific purpose.
One of the FBI's top agents tells our Andrea Isom he thinks it holds the clue to the place Amy Mihaljevic was brutalized and bled out, and gives a glimpse into the sick mind of the man who killed her.
But we need to figure out who owned that property, made that property, constructed that property, had it in their possession, because if we can figure that out, it may take us right to the killer.
Phil Torsney is an FBI legend, capturing some of the most dangerous felons on the Fed's most wanted list, like notorious mob boss Whitey Bulger and fugitive wife killer Yazid Essa. But there is one case Phil didn't crack: the kidnapping and killing of this little girl. A crime that's haunted the veteran agent for years. Now Phil's returned to Amy's hometown to unlock the mystery of her murder. And he says this ragged old curtain is the key.
It's just taken a long time. It's a tough case just to pick up on if you don't know it from the beginning.
Amy Mihaljevic was a bright, happy, adorable tomboy.
Amy was the can-do kid. When she grew up, she was going to be president.
The fourth grader lived with her parents and older brother in the peaceful lakeside town of Bay Village, Ohio. But 10-year-old Amy's life would take a disastrous turn just before Halloween, starting with what seemed to be an innocent phone call. On the line was a man claiming to be a co-worker of Amy's mom, and he needed the girl's help planning a surprise.
This person was going to take her shopping. She was going to buy a gift and present it to her mother for this promotion that she received at Trading Times where Margaret worked.
Amy may have been a tomboy, but she was also a real mama's girl and was happy to help the stranger out. She agrees to meet her new friend at Bay Square, a shopping center just a block from her school, right across the street from the Bay Village Police Department.
Amy told friends that she was going to be going to the Bay Square to meet up with somebody to go buy a present for her mother who had received a promotion at work. So she was actually there waiting for her kidnapper.
That was the last time Amy was seen alive.
What do you think happened?
She innocently thought she was going to be helping her mother. At some point, Amy realizes it's not what she thought it was.
Hours later, Amy's mom, Margaret, knows something's very wrong.
The first thing I walked in the door was probably about 6 o'clock, and Margaret said, Amy's not home yet. And she didn't leave a message. She doesn't, there's nothing, we don't know where he is.
Mark begins a desperate search, a feeling of dread growing by the minute.
Drove around that night. I could still see her bicycle over at the old middle school locked up. You got a dull feeling inside of you, what happened to her? Where is she?
An urgent search begins, with help from the FBI's field office in Cleveland.
We had probably 50 plus FBI agents involved in this case coming into the Bay Village Police Department to assist in the investigation. When a 10-year-old girl is missing overnight, that's bad news.
Phil Torsney is one of those agents.
I'd been in the FBI about 5 years at that point.
The then novice investigator knows they've got to move fast.
Okay, let's go ahead.
You have to push forward, and you push forward with that urgency that makes you want to go out and figure this thing out right now.
The chances are, if it's really an abduction, she may not be alive much longer.
Officers and agents question Amy's friends, and a chilling picture of the day before comes into focus.
We have several school children that were Amy's classmates, schoolmates from the middle school here, that witnessed her with the white male, interacting with the white male in the parking lot up at Bay Square.
The girls think the man with glasses and a shock of dark hair is Amy's father. It's not.
The suspect put his hand on Amy's back and walked away. That's about it. So nobody thought anything of it.
The witnesses give investigators a vague description of the man they saw.
We brought in a artist from the FBI laboratory who sat down with these witnesses and gave us drawings that came from what the witnesses best remembered.
And Phil gets a sketch of the kidnapper's twisted mind.
It's a power thing, and this person being able to get a little girl on the phone and have her do what he wanted her to do. He's a thinker and he's a planner, and part of his criminal mindset is the whole planning process, and that's the scary thing about this guy.
It's a fear that grips all of Bay Village.
Amy, if you can hear me, you do anything you can to contact an officer of the law or call us at home.
You never lose hope that you're going to find her alive, but every day makes it more difficult.
Then, the search for Amy goes from difficult to absolute devastation.
There was still hope in a lot of our hearts that we'd find her and she'd be okay, and we could return her to her family and make things right.
That didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen.
Up next, a gruesome discovery.
Some of the evidence decomposed along with it.
And a newspaper reporter becomes obsessed with Amy and says he knows who killed her.
The hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you realize that this guy could kill me.